Today is finally the day we right one of our biggest wrongs on our homestead.
Hay waste from the goats. So if you have goats or familiar with goats, they're notorious for wasting hay. So hopefully we have a solution.
I hope so, because our hay bill is pretty high.
Yeah, because it's all over the ground.
Not only that, but our goats are so picky about their hay. So we probably spend a little more than we should on the type of hay that they get. But then, of course, they use it to grace everything that is in their path. And I mean everything.
Hello, supervisors. Right on time. So we're inside the girls' pen area in their little shed. And originally when we got Midnight and Lucy, this is where we kept their hay. So we had a sort of like wire framed hay feeder attached here. And it didn't work out so well because it just, again, went all over the floor. So we moved them outside. When we took down that triangular feeder, we put up a railing system to put these hooking buckets in. And so we got a little 2x4 that we screwed in to the inside. We also have one on the outside as well. So when it wasn't raining, we could move their hay outside. But it works well, it hangs there. But again, the girls wasted a lot of hay. We took the triangular feeder out from here and put it into the boys. And it's doing well for the boys. Even though they do waste some hay on the bottom, they don't waste as much. And it's still used for bedding for them. So the boys are good. On the outside, we have a similar system like that. And we had these buckets set out for Midnight and for Lucy. But Lucy decided it was a good climbing tool. So she would actually climb up into the buckets and then basically, you know, once her feet hit it, they poop it, they flip it over. Lucy was flipping the hay bins and kicking it out. The hay would get stuck between the wall and this 2x4, and it would be hard to get this bin stuck in there, and it was really hard to clean out. So we would have to like jam a little hand shovel or something in there. So it got too laborious for us, and again, continued to waste a lot of hay. So we got another solution. So when we added more goats to our herd, we had to add more buckets for them for hay. And when it stormed, we had to put them all together in one location. So we had to use these rubber tubs that we had on hand to put hay in. And it seemed to work for a while, but the issue is it's really too close to the ground. So while they're stepping and while they're pooping, they will end up pooping and peeing in the bins. They'll end up knocking it over because, again, they're going to fight for position. So they end up knocking the hay over, trampling it, and it gets wasted. And it's been cracking and stuff. So then you get water when it rains. So not ideal. We weren't very comfortable with it. So now we're coming up with a new idea to try to get it off the ground and some way to collect the fine pieces that they seem to enjoy, that they'll dig through the hay bale to find those fine choices and not waste.
We've been scouring the internet trying to find a great feeder for them. And a lot of the feeders, Lucy is next to me peeing in case you can hear her, but a lot of the feeders just tend to be expensive. They tend to not have a catch tray at the bottom, or they will have a catch tray at the bottom, but they don't really have a cover, which concerns us having it outside, because they do prefer to eat the hay outside. Inside is really where they go when it's storming. So for us, it was important to find something that had a cover, that would be off the ground, that they would still be able to reach, something that would prevent them from getting into it and treating it as their little manger, if you will, and something that, maybe I've said this already, but that has a catch tray to catch all the fine pieces that they would be able to actually eat, and that's one of the things that they enjoy. So Lucy over here, you can't really see her, but she's a sweetie pie. So with all that in mind, I started looking at different things online, different options. I looked at so many pictures, and we found a couple that were kind of inspired by each other. And I think it originated with Johnson's family farmstead many, many years ago. And so it's been copied a few times, and we think we like the overall look and feel of it. They actually live in the Pacific Northwest, which obviously gets a lot of rain. And so for that purpose, we were like, that probably would work great for us, because if it works for them and they get so much rain, then it'll probably work for us and we get storms. So that's what we're going to try out. It's important for us to try it out very, very soon, because we're getting to the rainy season soon. And we're also going to be trying to upgrade their situation. And when we do that, we know that they're going to be uncomfortable, so to speak. So anything that we can do now to make their situation better, we'll gladly take it. And let me show you Lucy's beautiful face. You don't want to show them your beautiful face? Nope. She just wanted to sit by me when I was talking. Did you think I was chatting with you? Alrighty. There she goes.
We got some plywood and a couple boxes of screws, because we always underestimate how many screws we need for a project.
Exactly. The great thing is we think we have a lot of excess items from when we did the chicken coop build, when we did a couple of other projects. But even more of a miracle is, let's see how we get everything into the car.
Because we don't have a truck.
We do not have a truck. And maybe that's the name of this video, is things we do without a truck.
So everything's got to be able to fit in the back of the Jeep. So we're so grateful that the places we can get stuff can cut things down for us and fit it back in here. We fit hay bales in here. We even put animals back here. So it's our little farm Jeep.
Yeah, thank God for the SUV. So we did draw a little bit of a diagram of what we need. And we're going to be adjusting things as we need to. Basically, it looks almost like a wishing well, but it's not. It will have the metal covered roof. And then this area is open. This is where the hay will go. And we have to adjust the height for them. So we just want to make sure that whatever height we do it works for Nigerian dwarfs. I think the person we got this inspiration from has much, much bigger goats.
At this point, we have our cuts made in our wood. We actually made the tray that's going to be at the bottom of our little V holder for the hay. So got to work on legs, got to work on roof, so much more.
And the supervisors have arrived, so work has basically slowed down to a crawl. Maybe a flutter. I don't know. They're so not helpful. We've made a tray and we've measured legs. Now we still have to attach them, but I think this is the direction that we're going in, is doing the 4x4s. We were going to do the 2x4s like the plan had, but we just felt like it was a little bit sturdier having the 4x4s underneath. So now we're adding the 2 supports, I guess, that will hold the roof together. So they're about 5 feet tall. The legs are attached and the 2 roof support areas are also attached. Now we're going to be getting ready to do the ridge cap. No, the ridge. I'm learning terms. And the way that the design was drawn is, or the tutorial that we were following, it basically had the roof like this, which is okay, but I had a little bit concern about how sturdy it was. So Nick and I are going to be doing some notches here, and I forget what the name of it is, but that's what we're going to do in order for it to sit in. We're not going to make it too deep, so it'll probably be only like an inch, but I feel much more comfortable about it sitting there and then having the weight of the roof than I did without it. So that's what we're working on now. So one of them is done, and now Nick is working on the other.
So the notch is done in our center beam, sort of rested on these side posts. Now I'm just going to anchor it in. We're using what we have, so we had these hurricane ties. I know we have excess on the ends, but that's all going to be covered by roof. Because I'm not really good at tying in pieces and screwing things in an angle. I'm just worried about wood splitting, so gonna use what we got. The sun is setting, so that means we're gonna start wrapping things up on our little hay feeder project. We just have the top portion of the hay bin tray to put together. The roof we have to assemble, and make sure everything is nice and tight. But I think we made good progress today. What do you think, Lucy? Did we make good progress? She just wants hay. Doesn't matter where it is. You're just wanting hay.
Lucy.
Yeah? You're gonna get out. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for part 2 of the build. I think we'll get it done. And as always, remember, you're awesome and you are loved. Right, Mini Min? Bye.